Alright, just thought I'd upload a video for those of you who haven't seen one of these computers before, or maybe haven't seen one in a long time. This is an old Pentium 1 computer operating at 233 megahertz. It's designed for Windows 95, and that's the only clue I have to its manufacture date, so I'm assuming this is about 14 or 15 years old. I only obtained it last December, November, so I've had it about 5 or 6 months. In that amount of time I've done a decent amount of upgrading on it, a little bit of work here and there. Originally it only had a CD drive, and that was down here, and the drive was broken. I have added a 5 1/4 inch floppy drive, and in case you don't know what that is, because I expect most of you don't, this is what I played games on when I was 4 or 5 years old. This is Wolfenstein 3D, one of the original first-person shooter games that ultimately started the entire thing. And these things are the craziest design. They're just silly all around, if you ask me. It just screams of poor design, but at least it worked back then. That was considered hot technology at one point. Yes, you may laugh if you wish. I have no idea what brand name Pionex is. I'm assuming it's just some off-brand. I checked out their website and it was completely gone, so like I said, no clues to the manufacture date really, except for reading stickers, and I don't want to do that. Keyboard still uses a 5-pin DIN connector. You probably have never seen one of these if you're younger than 14 years old. These are we usually use PS2 or USB keyboards nowadays, and now we're moving on to USB wireless keyboards and stuff like that. This computer actually has a parallel port on it. I forget the exact name for this. We used to use printers and things on these ports. I know there's other accessories that use them, but I'm not sure what they are. Never only used one for a printer, and that was about it. Then there's also 2 serial ports. You will never see those on a newer computer. You could find serial mice. That's probably about it. I never heard of them being used for anything but mice and joysticks. Then we have this little thingy that's coming out of the side of nowhere. This is actually a little hack I did on my own. This is actually a PC speaker jack. I'll go into more detail later. And then we have the main attraction right down here on the bottom, the sound card. Got 4 sound ports and then a joystick port. Sound cards used to have the joystick port on them because the joysticks, I guess, didn't have any other hookup, and they didn't want to have an expansion card dedicated to just a joystick, so I just happened to obtain a joystick from the local thrift store for $2 recently, and I'm going to find out just how well it works. I haven't tested it out in a game yet, but I know it runs. So for those of you who are used to ATX and the side panel that opens up where you can just pull the side off your computer and do anything you want, you are going to love this. This is an old standard, and as such, it's very poorly designed. And basically you got a wall on one side of the computer where you can't touch anything because it's making sure your motherboard stays protected, and then you have the actual innards. Alright, as you can see, this thing is an absolute mess on the inside. Like I said, I've been doing some work on it. Here's your processor, Pentium 233 MMX. Nothing real special there. It's the fastest the original Pentium processor ran. Network card. Here's the sound card. And let me pull that out of there so you can get a good look at it. Originally, I was using this sound card to upload YouTube videos. And you can see the OPL3 chip right here. It's really a stripped down card. There's no capacitors over here, there's no IDE plug over here, just a cheapo card. I just got it for the OPL3. However, thanks to help from someone at my school, I was able to obtain this beastie over here. And believe me, it's a real beast too. Help if I took out the right screw, wouldn't it? There we go. This is a Sound Blaster AWE32. It literally runs the entire length of the computer on the inside. There is no actual OPL chip on this thing. The best you got is this chip right here, which has the OPL integrated into it, and that's about it. Got a IDE interface here, all kind of capacitors, I'm assuming for amplification or signal stabilizing or something. two 30-pin SAM RAM cards that I pulled from the same computer I got the 5 1/4 inch floppy drive off of. Basically, it's a really, really nice sound card overall. Alright. Also in here, many of you may not know what these are. This right here is a PC speaker, and I mentioned earlier that I had done some work on it. Well, here's what I did. I took a regular headphone mono audio cable I got at Radio Shack. I soldered it onto the PC speaker terminals, ran it through a ground loop isolator that I also got from eBay, and then ran it out the back of the computer so I can record PC speaker music without frying my motherboard, at least not very quickly anyway. There's only 3 fans total in this computer, and that's too much. This thing could run with 2 fans and have no problems at all whatsoever. I've installed an ATI Rage video card here, all kind of other stuff. You pretty much can't see anything else on the inside of this computer at all. I've got it's such a mess in there. Anyway, let's see if I can find where I put that sound card, and we'll put it back in and give her a test run. Right now all I'm doing is upgrading the hard drive actually, but I don't need to get that on tape. I just figured I'd do the recording while I was at it. Screw it down. And this actually used to be the norm when I was younger. This is how everything was done. I wasn't allowed to mess around with my dad's computer, obviously, and I was pretty heartbroken when he simply gave it away to somebody. I thought I'd never see this technology again, so thanks to a friend of mine, you know who you are, who told me about the stuff I needed to get. Alrighty, plug in the AC power, 5-pin keyboard, and PS2 mouse. Alright, and video. Also, one other thing I did forget to mention, originally it only had 48 megabytes of RAM. Yes, I know that's an unheard of low number. I actually upgraded this thing. It's got like 150 some megabytes in it, but it can only use 65 because that's the maximum the motherboard supports. I'm assuming because it's a 16-bit system. So, whatever, got the maximum, that's enough for me. And we have no power. Might help if I switched her on. Okay. And this is literally it. Not really much to see. Running Windows 98 right now. I do plan on replacing the hard drive, like I said, and that's the whole reason I'm in here. I have an old laptop hard drive I'm going to try to get running on it. Not really much to see. That's about it. Thanks for watching.